Hi everyone, it's Sherry, and I'm here with my second episode of Crafting on a Budget. And today I wanted to talk about digital stamps. This one is a digital stamp from Jess Crafts Digitals, and most digital stamps are fairly inexpensive. So I would encourage you to check those out. They're inexpensive and they're an instant download. So you don't have to wait for them to get mailed to you, etc. I also wanted to do something today that I've never done before, and that is to create a galaxy background. So I just have a piece of Bristol Smooth paper here, and I'm using some distress inks just to lay down a little bit of color. And I'm using picked raspberry, mustard seed, peacock feathers, wilted violet, and then I'm going to come back in with some black soot and cover up most of this piece of paper with the black soot. Now again, this is the first time I've ever done this, so I don't even know if I was doing it right. I've seen a few videos, so I thought I would give it a shot. And in the end, I wish it would have come out a little bit darker, but it didn't. So I'm still going to go with it. And now I'm going to take my distress sprayer, and I am going to spray the piece of paper and wipe up the water with a paper towel. And then I'm going to do it again. So get that up, and now I am going to just take one of my boxes that I get my card kits in, and I'm going to use that like a splatter cubby. And I have some De La Rowney. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but this is some white acrylic ink, and I've probably had this stuff since 2009, but it was still in liquid form. It still works. Put a little on a block, added a little bit of water, stirred it up, and used my brush to create my splatters on my background to mimic some stars. And then, since I don't have any specialty dies to create a spinner card, see, I'm breaking out everything this time. Never done a galaxy, never done interactive, so here you go. Anyway, so I don't have any special dies to create the spinner, but I do have some circle dies. And so if I put them together and keep all the pieces, I will be able to construct it such that I can have my spinner channel. So I do have these little plastic spinner elements here from my favorite things. And I also took an old punch. It was a 1/2-inch circle punch, and punched out a piece of Bristol as well. And then I'm going to use some matte medium, and I'm going to glue that little plastic spinner piece onto the circle that I cut out. And this is going to help hold my spaceship in the spinner track. Now I have just a regular A2 size card. This is Nina 110 pound. And I'm going to tape down my background, and I'm going to put back in the one piece that was cut out with the 2 circles. And this is so I don't have a white background in my spinner track. And I'm even going to try to line up the colors in the galaxy. And then for the inner circle, I'm going to pop that up on some foam tape. And I'm going to use, I'm going to double up the foam tape, so I will have enough room for the little spinner piece to move around. And then I'm also going to take the background, and I'm going to double up some foam tape and cover the entire back of that as well. But I'm also going to make sure that I leave enough room. I'm not going to go all the way to the edge of either piece near the spinner track, so I have enough room for that little 1/2 inch circle to move around and not get caught anywhere. So I'm going to put that down. And again, I'm going to do the same thing to the larger background piece. And with this one, I cut a long piece and folded it together. When I printed my digital image, I printed it on some Nina Solar White 80 pound. And it's so tiny. It's not going to take a lot of coloring. So I'm just going to give it the outside a few shadows with a couple of my cool gray markers. This is C3. And then I'll come in with some C1 and then my colorless blender. And I decided that I was going to have a girl astronaut. So when I get to the little teeny tiny astronaut, I'm going to color her suit pink. And I'm also going to add some purple elements onto my spaceship. So I'm going to get that all blended out there. And now I'm going to use the RV21 and RV23 for my spacesuit. And, you know, at the end of the day, this is so tiny, you really can't even tell that I did any shading. And a little bit of the C1 on the front of the mask. And I'm going to do the one wing in purple. I think this is a V09 and a V15 that I used. And then the little tail plate back there, I'm also going to do in purple. And then her little control panel up front, I'm going to do in the lighter purple as well with no shading. And then I will bring in my B00 and just give that glass just a little bit of color. And then I'm going to fussy cut my spaceship. And I am going to cut up right up to the lines. I had a little bleeding there with the purple. So just trying to get that out. Okay, so it's all cut out now. And then I'm going to go around the edge with a Tombow marker, just so the white core of the paper does not show. And then if I didn't cut evenly, that little bit of black marker will help fix that issue as well. And now it's time to put everything together and see if it actually works. But of course, you know, I've got to try it out first. So here's my little disc. I'm going to put some more matte medium on the other side of the little plastic disc. And then just set my spaceship right there on top. And scoot that over to let it dry a little bit. Now with these particular digital images, I know Jess, she always include some little punny sentiments that you can add to your card as well. So I did print them off as well. And I'm just going to flag the end. I'm just going to use some Tombow adhesive. Since we have so much dimension going on already with the spinner card, I just used some Tombow and adhered that flat to the front. So again, I included this particular card in my Crafting on a Budget series because I literally did not buy anything other than the digital stamp itself. Everything else I found in my stash and I made it work. So I hope I've inspired you to do the same thing. Just go see what you have and look at the different ways that you might be able to use it. So now we're going to finish up this card and pull all the paper off the tape. And since this was a first interactive card for me, I wasn't real sure at what point to put the spaceship in, but I guess I did it right, figured it out. And so I'm going to push that background down, and then we can see it shake and spin. It's kind of fun, actually. So don't be afraid to try something new or several things new in one sitting. It's just paper. We can toss it in the garbage and we can start over. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you again soon. Bye now.